We're out on ye old farm in the peak of summer, and it gives me a good opportunity to ID things better. And IDing things better confirm my suspicion that these are mature trees of heaven. I knew that was damn princess tree, but they are nasty invasives. They will spread from each other's roots and clone themselves. And it means they grow very, 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 very fast. I wasn't entirely sure. Tree of heaven, princess tree, tree of heaven, baby trees of heaven. Lots of fucking babies. It's what they do. They just spread like crazy. But the shape, the way these grew long, I was looking at them in the winter and I was like, this looks familiar. It is. It's them. And also I've been treating them for work, so I've gotten intimately familiar. And people always said, a rancid peanut butter smell when you crush leaves. It never smelled like that to me. But I tell you what, after spending hours and hours thick in these guys, I can recognize the smell pretty damn well. And here's another dead giveaway. This little notch they get at the bottom of their leaves. As far as I know, no other tree around here will have this pattern of 7 to 14 leaves growing directly across from each other, not alternating. And then that little notch at the bottom. I just had to wait for them to foliate to be sure that's what they are, and they are going crazy. Love it. So a problem with the farm is we have bees, and we like to not use chemicals around the bees. There are bees. But there is no other way to deal with these guys that I know of. If you cut up a root, they're just going to grow from the damn root. If you leave a piece of a root, they will grow from that. And this is the other thing that confuses me. Look at this. This is not a tree of heaven. Look at the texture on the bark. Leaves are growing in an alternating cycle, not directly across from each other, at least not on mature branches. And it's got these little nodes, which Tree of Heaven also has, but I notice it tends to grow them at the very top of the plant. Bastards. So I spent, the princess tree is unmistakably princess tree. It has a very particular trunk structure, kind of like this locust tree here. It's unmistakable when you know what it is. So even in the winter you can recognize it. And I cut down a bunch, whole bunch during the winter. And I was hoping that would do things, but I think all I did was, well, no. I think what I did was I made it so these giant leaves aren't hiding all the trees of heaven anymore. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a hickory tree of some sort. Could be a walnut. Shagbark hickory looks pretty similar too. Anyways, they're all the fuck in here. And I think I'm going to have to douse them in triflocore or something. So when you spray the leaves, it's called a foliar treatment. That's probably going to be the best solution for these smaller ones. Unfortunately, there's going to be side casualties like this poor cedar here, who is already having a time. But, you know, we don't want the entire woods to be goddamn princess tree and tree of heaven. Because that's not good for the bees either. I actually don't know what's good for the bees. I know it's not good for the ecosystem. But yeah, the way they grew tall like this, tall and skinny and fast, I had my suspicions. Not happy that I guessed right. Well, yeah, let me show you a close-up of the bark so you can see how different it is from that nut tree. It's very smooth. Those bigger trees, we will probably cut into the cambium layer and then pour an herbicide into that cut. And it's the best way to kill the tree because those chemicals are designed to kill them all the way down to the root. See, here's another one that's split. And most likely, these are not different tree of heaven trees. These are all probably the same. They're probably all clones of one parent tree. Yep. Yep. See, tall and skinny with foliage on top does not necessarily mean tree of heaven. That's a locust tree. Behind it is a tree of heaven. Anyways, I'm going to go down to the creek and see if I can see any animal friends down there. And yeah, I don't know. Don't know what I'm going to do with these guys. Guess wait until I have chemicals. Because I don't have an answer until then. What would be a good time to bushwhack and explore the woods to see if I can find more? Because I apparently need to get to them before they lose their foliage for the winter. Yeah, peak summer, I can start to recognize them pretty good. Look at this one's sick. Good. Fuck you. If you do have any less chemically intensive ways to get rid of them, let me know, because I would like to use as little chemicals as possible, but they're so pervasive. I don't think there's anything else you can do that's really effective, but, you know, I'm learning shit all the time, so if you know, let me know.